Oh, no shave November beard. That's why you look disgusting.
There's people also do no nut November.
No nut November, yeah. You're not shaving, you're not nutting.
No, I'm just doing the no nutting part, and so just all that, just excess energy just going out of my face. I shaved this morning. Yeah.
You shaved this morning, but since there's no nutting happening, it all just oozed out of you. Alrighty, hello and welcome to the Nerdy Dirty Show, the show where we talk about things we would talk about not on camera, but this time there's a camera. Today we have our lovely guest, as always, Stefan Perez. Yep, that's what he did. It's 2018, almost 2019.
And with my fidget spinner.
I like how you have that ready. But anyway, our first thingy for today, I don't know if you heard about this. I hope you read up on the notes I gave you. That was the point of giving you the notes. It was recently announced that there's going to be a Breaking Bad movie. Vince Gilligan will be writing, executive producing. Not entirely sure if he will be directing. Probably. I would hope so, but who knows?
That'd be weird. And like, what else has he got going on?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, what do you think of a Breaking Bad movie? So it's going to be a sequel following Jesse Pinkman, because what happened at the end of Breaking Bad, spoilers for Breaking Bad, he just like drove away or whatever, right?
He just drove away going,
Pretty much this news just made me realize I should rewatch Breaking Bad.
I would be okay with it if Saul also came back.
What happened to him? Didn't he leave though? He went to like, what happened? He like works at a mall or something?
He works at a mall in a Cinnabon.
I guess you don't know. You don't know where Jesse drives to. He could drive straight to that Cinnabon.
I need a Cinnabon, bro.
I need a Cinnabon, bitch. Give me a fucking Cinnabon. Or maybe they can say fucking. I guess the movie would be rated R.
I think in Better Call Saul, somebody says fuck in it.
You can't say that on TV though.
I know, so they censored it, but on the
the Netflix version. Yeah, just like in the Netflix the original show, you see tits.
I remember in Mad Men they said fuck once, and I heard it, and I was like, whoa. That was the most exciting season.
Yeah. So this might be some weird trend too, because I also noticed that HBO recently announced that they're going to be doing a Deadwood movie with the original cast. Is this just going to be a thing again? I feel like this used to be a thing all the time, right? 6 seasons in a movie or whatever is the community saying.
Well, what shows have done that actually? I'm trying to think about like what. Golden Girls get a movie?
They got a revival or whatever, right?
No.
They're just all dead. Simpsons had a movie.
Simpsons had a movie. They're still going.
Yeah, they're still going, but they had a movie. SpongeBob had a movie.
Yeah,
it's a much more common thing with animated shows. Pokemon has a million movies. Yeah, these are all cartoons. Well, live action.
Yeah, no. Live
Firefly
action
got a movie. A lot of the times you get movies because you get canceled. Breaking Bad ended. Deadwood got canceled, right?
Deadwood got canceled. I haven't seen it, but I know that like the ending, it was going to be like this huge like battle between like all the gangs that were coming together, and then it left on a cliffhanger. But it was like in the 2000s, so
yeah, like everybody's old. Even if you get everybody back, they're like all way older.
Yeah. Plus, people are gonna be confused with this in Westworld.
That's the movie. That's what the movie's about, right? It takes the twist is it all takes place in Westworld. Oh, can you imagine like the Avengers of HBO? You get the Westworld dude and the Game of Thrones, just one person from that.
And then Watchmen is a superhero world.
Speaking of Watchmen, we got some casting newses. James Wolk.
Oh my god!
Let me IMDb this guy. He's not even a big name. I just took this news thing, this little news item, just so he could talk about Watchmen. It was just all a big excuse. Oh, he's in Mad Men. He's Bob Benson.
Oh, Bob Benson. That sounds like a person that was in Mad Men.
He's just gonna play a junior senator from Oklahoma, which does not happen in the comics at all. There's no junior senator from Oklahoma.
Oh, he was the gay guy in Mad Men.
He'll be a gay senator from Oklahoma. But this has been news for a while that Watchmen...
Its own canon.
Its own thing. I have a quote here from Lindelof. He says, "We have no desire to adapt the 12 issues of Mr. Moore and Gibbons created 30 years ago. Those issues are sacred ground. They will not be retread, nor recreated, or reproduced, nor rebooted. They will, however, be remixed." He also says the end of the world is off the table.
That's bullshit. They're gonna jump the shark after the 2nd season or something. Because that's the whole thing about it is...
That's like what Watchmen's about. So here's a bad sign for Watchmen. When I actually looked at Lindelof, because I only heard... When you hear Lindelof, you hear The Leftovers, which is a pretty good show.
What is that? What is it about?
A bunch of people get Thanos snapped away. 2% of the world's population disappear, and nobody knows why. Turns out it was Thanos. And like there's a cult and yada yada yada. Anyway, it's a good show. But then we start going farther back in Lindelof's works of art. Start getting some red flags here. So he also worked on Lost. He then also was the writer for Tomorrowland, Star Trek Into Darkness, World War Z, which World War Z is an interesting one. I don't know exactly. That thing got like passed around a lot. It's a real whore of a movie. Who knows exactly what he had to do with that? But he's credited as a writer. Prometheus, Cowboys and Aliens.
Here's the thing about Cowboys and Aliens is I don't think that it was a bad idea for a movie. Like,
but how's the script?
Be on him.
He was the writer.
Yeah, no, it could have been fun.
But maybe we see an upward trend, right? He's getting better. Going back to Watchmen, Jeremy Irons, who we've known has been attached to this, now announced or now official that he is going to play an old Ozymandias.
Oh, so he's staying in the DC verse.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, DC does own the rights, right? So it wouldn't be out of the question that they might try to make Lindelof and company do what is it called? Doomsday Clock?
I forgot where I read it, but I think that they were talking about that it was also going to be like it was going to take place after Watchmen.
Well, if they're going to have an old Ozymandias, then it would have to, right? Unless he's just old in this version. Maybe
it has to do with Doomsday Clock. Who knows? But like, I stopped reading that.
Where you left off, what was happening?
Okay, so it's 1992, and Robert Redford people are protesting in the streets for Adam going with because everybody believes he's a comedian. And then they find power, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm going to use him to go to the DC universe." Like, it's not a clone of him or anything. It's just his universe seems similar to ours. I don't know. It's just really boring. I don't care, and like, I don't know what the point is. I didn't even read the last one that I got. I just flipped through it, like, "Oh, look, he shot the Riddler." He was like, "Riddle me this," and then he shot him. But I have faith in HBO. They make some quality stuff.
That's the thing is, Lindelof's one thing for HBO, Leftovers, was really good. So.
Well, yeah, the television, you can have more trust in it.
But you know who you cannot have faith in?
Who?
The entirety of the DC universe.
That's true.
Which brings us to our next thing, Swamp Thing. Before we really get into it, are you familiar with Swamp Thing at all?
I know that there was a movie, like in the 90s, by Roger Corman or something.
No, by Wes Craven. In 1982, Wes Craven did a Swamp Thing movie, yeah. Okay, why we're even talking about Swamp Thing in the first place is more casting stuff. Andy Bean. Let's see who the hell Andy Bean is. Andy Bean was just announced to play the alter ego of Swamp Thing, like the human man that becomes Swamp Thing. Alec Holland is that's the alter ego for Swamp Thing.
I'm just imagining Mr. Bean as Swamp Thing.
Derek Mears will be playing the actual monster, so I guess they're doing like a old style Hulk kind of thing with this, as opposed to like Avengers where they have Mark Ruffalo playing both versions of it.
Or like, what is it? Toxic Avenger.
Oh yeah. But yeah, there's gonna be a Swamp Thing TV show. Len Wiseman is the director. And this is even more questionable than Lindelof. His background is the Total Recall remake with Colin Farrell and like all the Underworld movies. That's this guy. He's doing the Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing, he is... Alec Holland was like a scientist working on some kind of like bio blah 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 formula to help the world, to do good and stuff. And then the bad guys wanted to use the formula for evil, so he escapes. And actually very Toxic Avenger, like he ends up like falling into a swamp or whatever. That's what turns him into Swamp Thing. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle that in the show, in that the show probably will never even happen in the first place. Or it'll just be real bad. I feel like this show is just a failure right out of the gate. I just don't see a world where this is working well.
Well, that director right there is enough to worry about.
It's like nobody's asking for Swamp Thing. That's what blows my mind.
Maybe that's why they're doing it. It's because like we'll see what happens.
I guess out of all the DC properties, Swamp Thing?
The Swamp Thing.
But yeah, speaking of comic books nobody's asked for, Black Mask. Are you familiar with the Black of Masks, Stefan?
Like, I was wondering, like, are you talking about like Black Mask, like the Batman villain Black Mask?
Yes.
And I was like, okay, what about it? I haven't heard anything about this.
So in the, oh no, I forget, Birds of Prey or... What's the other one? There's two female Batman universe movies.
Birds of Prey and Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
What's the other? It's like Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy. It's like Gotham City Sirens.
Oh yeah.
Why are both these things a thing? One of them, I don't remember which one. The villain in that is gonna be Black Mask, and the actor for Black Mask is confirmed Ewan McGregor.
No! Keep yourself open for the young Obi-Wan. Younger Obi-Wan.
This actually makes the most sense to me. I guess if you're going with the DC doesn't want to take any risks, and doing so they just make a bunch of filth and garbage. They don't want to use a good villain. They're like, okay, nobody liked Jared Leto's Joker. Let's instead just do something we can't screw up. Black Mask.
Nobody cares about him. He just wears a mask.
That's literally, okay, doing research about it, and like everything we see, you actually see Black Mask a lot. He's like one of the weirdly more popular supervillains in that he's always like just, oh, we need another villain. Who do we put in? Oh, Black Mask. He looks cool. Just throw him in the background there. His is what do you call it? His backstory is pretty convoluted looking it up. He's like, he was rich. He had rich parents. He wanted to date like a model or something, and his parents were like, no, you can't do that. And so he was like, right, I'm killing you guys and I'm crazy. I'm gonna put on this black mask. There's not really much going on. Like, he's just crazy because he had bad parents.
All right, well, this sounds like a great villain for
Gotham City.
Prey,
I mean,
Gotham City Siren.
I think they're putting Harley Quinn in the Birds of Prey movie too, which doesn't make any sense because she's supposed to be in Gotham City Sirens. Huntress, Black Canary, and Renee Montoya, who is either a cop or, if you get farther into the comics, she's the Question.
And she's a lesbian.
Is she? That's Batwoman is a lesbian. Are they both lesbians?
No, I thought...
Did they become a couple? That's it for the Nerdy Dirty Show. I'm Adam Carra.
And I'm Stefan.
Buy my shirts.